Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for Revolutionary Girl Utena, episode 34. I don't know how many more we're going to watch today. This could be just one episode, could be two. Probably not going to go over two. But we'll see. There are only 6 left. This final arc is a short one. I assume that it's all one arc. It's a short one. There are only 6 episodes to wrap up everything. I'm expecting some density, some increase in information density here. We'll see. In any case, last time on Utena, that last episode of Utena, that last line of that last episode of Utena. Utena and Akio went on a date of sorts, and I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that they pretty definitely bumped uglies. Yeah. What are the consequences of that? What does that do to Utena's relationship with Anthy? What does that do to Anthy's relationship with Akio? What does that do to the general, how's the school at this point? What about Akio's engaged fiance? That's the word. What about Akio's fiance? She looked really catatonic last time we saw her. Is she alright? Is she okay? Is Utena gonna become like that? What the hell is happening? These are the questions that come into my mind. I have a lot of them. I don't expect them to all be answered, and I'm okay with that. But I do expect, some answers about some of them, at least. Hopefully. Maybe. There's this other thing going on with Nanami and her brother, and they're not actually siblings, but they actually are. But Toga's a dick, so he's like, nah, I'm not gonna tell her that. There's so much happening on so many fronts. I have no idea what to expect. The last episode was framed as a semi-recap, going back through some of the events of the previous one, but adding some additional stuff with Akio driving and the radio with the puppet girls on the radio, which was strange, and lots of other interesting little bits of context. But it was framed very much like, I think it was episode 13, where we did the recap of all of the fights up to that point, all of the duels. And that was our first introduction to Akio. Sort of like that. And then the next arc absolutely blew everything out of the water with the Black Road saga. So perhaps we get something similar where we've recapped the most important events of the previous arcs, and now we move into something new. But what? I don't know. But I'm ready to find out. So I've got Utena up. It's episode 34. Up and ready. It's at 0 seconds. There will be multiple versions of this reaction video. Picture-in-picture versions with the video up there will be in the description down there. Timer-based version on YouTube with discussion at the end and a beep-beep timer at the beginning of each episode. I don't know if I'm going to watch 1 or 2 or what I'm going to do. Beep-beep timer at the beginning for your syncing purposes, and that beep-beep timer will go right here. I missed. I didn't miss. Good. Beep happens. I need nicotine. Ow. Looking out through a slit. Okay. Bits and pieces. One drink. Touched, the other one untouched. Whoa! Oh, never mind. That wasn't what I thought it was. Okay. But still. Uh-huh. Shiny glasses Anthe again. Hmm? Hmm? The Rose Crest. Okay. Details, backstory, information? Those sound like a certain pair of puppet girls. Those sound a lot like a certain pair of puppet girls. Okay. Kashira. Hmm? What are these for? Uh-huh. Wants a photo of Anthe. The value of memories. Indeed it does. Memories of a certain prince. Anthe's now in the center, when she was on the left before. The Kashira Shadow Players. Arrows point the way. Empty auditorium. Is it? And we are merely players. All the world's a stage and all that. So it has now. Gojira? He's Gojira. But then. Mm-hmm. Are they now? The Prince and the Witch. Utena and Anthe. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Oh. Okay. She's the witch. Ah. Utena is the light. That frames Anthe as the witch. Okay. That was interesting. Holy shit, 10 minutes just flew by. I thought that was like 4. I swear, I thought I was checking the time to see how long that lasted. I thought it was like 4 minutes. It's been 10. Woo! Hi. Do you now? Against whom? Okay. Now an actual shadow puppet scene. Okay. Huh? Huh? No response. See ya. Ooh. That sounds like a backhanded compliment. Always need more tea. Hmm. Okay. I don't think so. Oh my. The Rose Crest. Is that the coffin? It is. Are we gonna get the reveal? Who the prince really was? Toga claimed earlier that it was Akio who showed her something eternal. But that's not Akio. What is that? A ring. Why not? And it seems that she has. As I'm thinking about this episode, I keep coming back to one line during the play put on by what we've known up until this point as the Shadow Girls, where they say the story that can now be told. Let me find the line. What could not be told until now, the tale of the rose. This is kind of amazing because what it does is it tells us, the audience, that everything until now has been the prologue. It's been the setup for this story. At least that's how I'm reading it. It's been the setup for this story in these next 6 episodes. The Tale of the Rose. And immediately, this Shadow Girls play starts to cast doubt, at least in my mind, on everything that I've taken for granted in the Utena universe. The Shadow Puppet Girls are a weird, semi-omniscient meta-narrator, right? They're not part of this universe, right? But they are. And now they're acting within the universe, literally acting. The way that this frames the story is is as a fairy tale. And that's something that's been there from the start. I mean, our first introduction to Utena is as the little girl in the fairy tale. The girl who wants to grow up to become a prince. But that story was always incomplete. And now we've got some new puzzle pieces. Some big ones. We're framing Anthe as the witch, Utena as the young prince, Akio as the brother prince, Anthe's prince. Who is locked away. The prince himself, in some of the later portions, where we see the eternal Anthe against this horde of everyone. First off, the answering machine that's continuously printing out faxes in a world where people are running around with swords. That's pretty strange. But more than that, the way that everyone is clamoring for the prince. You're the only one who can save my daughter. Prince, oh prince. It's less like he's a real person and more like he's the embodiment of the ideology prince, or the idea of prince in a story, in a fairy tale. The savior character. And we see that Anthe's decision to keep him to herself is to protect him, but we don't know quite from what. A guess that I had while I was watching this was that she's protecting him against those people who clamor for the symbol of the prince. And yet the prince she loves is now end of the world. Does this prince change ages in the middle of this conversation? I feel like he does. I feel like he's much older here. In these scenes? Yeah, look how much taller he is than she is. Do we see them standing next to each other before that? We don't. But we see him like this, and he's very young. Look at his face. Yeah, it's completely different. And then later, when he comes up to her, his face is much more elongated, sharper. And it looks like his pauldrons are more fleshed out, more fully tasseled. See how he doesn't have these tassels in the front of his pauldrons? Here. Yeah. They're just the blue with the yellow up top. And then later, his shirt is closed, sealed, and he's got these long tassels coming off of there. Which are the same thing that or very similar to the garb that Utena ends up wearing during duels. Okay. Okay, let's go back through this again. So we start off with Akio speaking over these multiple slits. The unshown, the unseen. 2 glasses of alcohol, one of them finished, the other one untouched. The stars belong to no one. And Anthe turns. Must you still torture me? We turn to Anthe and there's the slightest of smiles. I feel like this is supposed to feel like we're setting up Anthe to be the actual antagonist behind the scenes. But what I mean is, I feel like it's supposed to feel like that because the wool is going to be, or the rug is going to be pulled out from under that idea. Because I don't buy it, or at least I don't want to buy it. To buy that Anthe is an antagonistic force. But we don't get to see any of this from her perspective. When we do get these shadow girls, they're recognizable immediately from their voices and their hair patterns. They're all hands on Utena, but we never see their faces. They're always faced away from us. And then they disappear as soon as they came, or as quickly as they came. Again, we've got this sliding frame. So when we start off, before Choo-Choo gets interrupts, and we've talked about Choo-Choo as Anthe's subconscious before, or at least something like that. But what I was going to say about this scene is, when we're here, before Choo-Choo interrupts, Akio is reaching out to touch Utena, to put his hand on her shoulder, and is interrupted by Anthe saying, "Stop that." But it's directed at Choo-Choo, but he still freezes. In fact, he jumps. See that little jump there? And then Choo-Choo does the same thing. He looks up, and Anthe then positions herself in between the two of them, as if to put space between them and put herself closer to Akio. So we come in for the Tale of the Rose, and it's just the 3 of them. At last it's begun, the tale that could not be told until now. Beware, you must beware. The world still hadn't completely fallen into darkness, which means it has now. We are in the time of darkness. There was a rose prince, immediate cut direct to Utena. We tell some story. All was protected by the Rose Prince. Calamity is overtaking this world. There is a witch. Stealing the light from the world, the prince. Do you know what the light is? It is you. That which is eternal. That which shines. Each of the things that the duelists have been seeking. Power of miracles. The power to bring the world revolution. Then I will defeat this witch and save the light of this world. But the truth is, the light is not any of those things. The light is you. Which means that the light is Utena. Who are you really? My little sister. The Rose Prince, and we highlight Akio. Your little sister, and we highlight Anthe. The only one who you can't make a princess. And so I've become a witch. And then this line is interesting. A girl who cannot become a princess is doomed to become a witch. But what of a girl who aims to become a prince? They don't fall down the same path, do they? The world fell into total darkness, and the witch still wanders our dark world, searching for young, noble souls to sacrifice anew, like Utena, to keep another from bringing light to the world. She's still around somewhere in this world, ominous. You must beware. And then that breaks up the episode. Okay. She was shown something eternal back then. They celebrate their play. The Tale of the Rose, now in its greatest telling, as if the story we're seeing right now is the greatest retelling of that same story. Then we have Akio and Utena, as Anthe just backs out silently. Must be hard being with Anthe. He questions her motivations. Keeping the ring. I don't really remember, but then we see it, and it's framed as a dream. We get the extension to this story that we've seen bits and pieces of. And it is the prince, not Akio. Although he and Akio share some distinguishing features. Walks away and she follows. There's this gap, this giant chasm between her and Anthe. And Anthe is just in agony. That is the Rose Bride. She cannot die. She lives on in agony. It is her punishment for taking the prince away from the girls of this world. The Tale of the Rose. Confirming that everything is linked. And then this fax machine, I talked about this scene. Don't know what it's meant to say. And she makes a choice. I've sealed him away. He's all mine now. And she is pierced by swords and swords and swords. God, the emotional impact throughout this episode was insane. It had me just sort of jaw on the floor. Because what the hell? No longer the prince she once knew. He is now end of the world. All she has left is her suffering. And Utena is overcome by compassion, a desire to help. I can't help her. But you, Utena, you can. If you can hold on to that nobility even when you grow up. Become her prince. Then you may be able to save her. There's a clear goal to save Anthe from eternal torment. But what's unclear are all of the things around that goal. How did she get into eternal torment? What the hell is going on? Who the hell is Akio? Who's this other prince character? What? I'll do it. I swear I'll become a prince. That ring will lead you back here one day, to me. She muses about it, and Enthi is just watching her sleep. And her final line, "Who are you?" As though she's forgotten everything up to this point. Has she? Oh God, I hope not. Well, things just got a few miles more interesting in Revolutionary Girl Utena. I didn't think that we were going to have as big an oomph from this episode as the last one. I didn't think that much could top that, but I think it did. Gosh. What a well-executed set of feelings. I'm a little shell-shocked from that episode. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be it for me for today. I need to absorb that. So, I'm going to wrap it up. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Utena, episode 34. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I hope you'll leave thoughts in the comments, literally anything. Besides spoilers, of course. And as always, I hope to catch you next week in the next one. Peace.